50th anniversary of the CheonBo Providence. The true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind created this holy place where people from all over the world can join their hearts and offer jeongsang. This is the story of the 50 years of the CheonBo Providence to raise humankind as sons and daughters who resemble heavenly parent and true parents.
천지인 참부모님의 천보 섭리는
The true parents' CheonBo Providence has been one of blessing and grace that contain their unchanging love for all humankind.
세계 인류의 축복과
CheonBo
창조
Providence,
이상
for the
동산
blessing
건설을
of
위한
humankind and the
천지인
construction of the
참부모님의
ideal
천보
garden of
섭리는
creation is now
다시
starting once again.
시작되고 있습니다. 하늘 부모님의 축복,
Heavenly Parents'
천보
blessing,
섭리.
the CheonBo Providence. The place where true parents fulfill the CheonBo Providence. The heavenly garden of Hyojeong, H.J. Chunwon.
세계 인류의
The
심정적
homeland of
고향,
heart for all the
세계
world's
인류가
people.
열망한
The
지상
long-awaited kingdom of heaven on earth.
천지인
The
참부모님의
beginning of the
세계
providence of
구원
world
섭리의
salvation
시작.
by the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind.
여기 청평에 와서 보니까
When I came here to this Cheongpyeong area, I felt the place was good. So I settled down here and started praying. I began to pave the way for prayer throughout my daily life of jeongsang.
기도하는 길을 닫기 시작한 것입니다. 하늘 부모님의
Dropping
뜻이
anchor here for heavenly parents' will.
그토록 바라던
The true
지상
parents of
천국을
heaven,
회복할
earth,
수
and
있도록
humankind prayed again
천지인
and again,
참부모님께서는
offering jeongsang with all their hearts
또
in order
기도하셨습니다.
to achieve the long-awaited
천지인
kingdom of heaven on
참부모님께서는
earth. The
호숫가
true parents of
자그마치
heaven, earth, and humankind poured their devotion into everything, whether they were on the pebbled river bank or at the top of the mountain. They made plans here for the global providence.
이곳에서
In this
내적
place,
영성과
they set a
영육의
spiritual
일관을
foundation for the
하늘의
spiritual and
깊은
physical
사랑과
world,
은사를
hoping to transmit the deep love and gifts of heaven to all humankind.
천보 섭리의
The
출발을
CheonBo Providence began when True Father made the first strike with the pickaxe on a slope of mulberry trees. He cultivated the land and made a start.
시면서 시작되었습니다.
Not giving in to any difficulties, they purchased land near the lake.
호수를 메워 땅이 되었고
After completing the foundation work in about a month, they created a miracle, finishing the construction of the original sanctuary in just 14 days.
여러분은 모르지만
You may not know it, but I went back and forth to Cheongpyeong every day. If I had time, I would come here and offer jeongsang. I made an operational plan for the United States, and I prayed here in front of heaven. So you should know that this is a most important location.
이곳이
Cheongpyeong will become a global headquarters in the future.
알아야 되겠습니다.
You should know that this will happen without fail,
세계적 본부가 되는 것입니다.
because this is the last place where I offered jeongsang in Korea
터전이기 때문에
before I departed for America for the global providence.
여러분이 알아야 되겠습니다. 이날
On this day, the will of Heavenly Parent was established on the earth. The works of the CheonBo Providence to nurture the people of heaven on earth has finally taken its first step.
첫 발을 내딛게 된 것입니다.
When the original sanctuary was built, it was like a miracle. And then after that, it was like a blessing and grace to be with true parents and to be able to engrave in my heart their words, which they gave to us after praying for the providence with so much sincerity. And most importantly, to be able to continue to be with true parents up until this day is a great blessing. A building was built here. People came, and the providence of education began. There was a time when Christian pastors also came here to learn about true parents' divine principle and the providence of heaven on earth. And now we have a world headquarters here. I think that true parents could really see into the future.
미래를 보고 계셨구나 하는 생각이 듭니다.
In this beautiful and holy land, the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind have given new names worthy of the kingdom of heaven. The lake is called Cheonsim Lake. The mountain in front of the original sanctuary is called Sun and Peak. The mountain towering in the distance is called Mount Cheonsung, and the plateau that stretches out in front of it is called Cheonsungdae.
앞으로
In the future, an ideal headquarters where people from all over the world can come will be built here.
HJ 천원의
True
미래를
parents spoke
말씀하셨습니다.
about the future Hyojeong Cheonwon.
교회에서 처음으로 건조한
Cheonsim Lake was the first boat built by the church.
1963년 6월 26일
On June 26, 1969, with the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind presiding, Cheonsim Lake was launched with great ceremony at a shipyard in Incheon, bringing us blessing and tremendous grace. The true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind stated, the name Cheonsim Lake means heaven's victory, and today, Cheonsim Lake launching ceremony is the starting point for all victories on earth and in heaven.
천심호를
The
가로지르며
Cheonsim Lake crossed Cheonsim Lake and opened a new path to the Cheonpyeong Training Center. The true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind have built the Cheonsim Lake boat on the shores of Cheonsim Lake so that more members could come to this place,
천심호를 증축하시며 더
and
많은
created a
인류가
new road to the sea so that more people can come and visit this kingdom of heaven on earth.
천지인
At the
참부모님께서는
Cheonpyeong Holy Ground, the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind opened the first stage of ancestor liberation as the fruit of their Jeongsung that made the foundation for the liberation of spirits. A ceremony was held for the liberation of the Moon Clan, as well as a general liberation ceremony and a unification liberation ceremony. Following that, there was a proclamation, the liberation of the Moon Clan and the people of the world. In this way, people from all over the world could come, and through the liberation and blessing of ancestors, spirits received salvation, and this opened the way for registration as CheonBo families. The blessing and grace of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind for the unity of all people. The blessing was established on the earth through the 3 couples, and this was followed by 36 couples symbolizing the family, 72 families symbolizing the tribe, and 124 families symbolizing the world. On the basis of these 3 stages of the blessing, the grace continued with worldwide blessings, such as the international blessing of 360,000 couples. In order to realize harmony between the realm of earth and the realm of heaven, the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind did not confine the blessing to the earth, but expanded it to include the entire cosmos. On November 29, 1997, along with the international blessing for 40 million couples, at the same time they held the very first blessing for the spiritual realm, and 1.6 billion spirit couples were blessed. And in 1999, the reach of the blessing spread even further with the start of ancestor blessing ceremonies. The journey of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind becomes the center of the cosmic providence of salvation, opening the age of blessings on earth and in the spirit world, creating the foundation for heaven on earth, and finally bringing it to fruition. True Father, until the last moment of his life, worked to fulfill the mission he had been called to by Heavenly Parent. And as he continued praying and asking for blessings for humankind and future generations on the earth, he ascended to his eternal place in the spiritual realm. On the 13th day following True Father's Seonghwa, 35,000 people from around the world gathered for the cosmic Seonghwa ceremony of Reverend Dr. Sun Myung Moon, true parent of heaven, earth, and humankind. The ceremony was conducted in a solemn and holy atmosphere. This day marked the beginning of a new era as the day when True Father reorganized the entire spirit world. In order to fulfill the mission of Cheonilguk, a new journey began. Honoring True Father, who had ascended before the foundation of the day of Cheonilguk, as she began a whole new mission course that she would be walking alone on the earth, True Mother offered memorial Jeongsun for 3 years. After your ascension, I felt lost for words, in a position in which I was the only one remaining. My heart felt as if I were in a vast desert amidst a sandstorm, having to find a needle, yet unable to open my eyes. Even in the midst of deep sorrow, representing all humankind, and with True Father in the spirit world, True Mother prepared to pursue the will of Heavenly Parent, and working on the earth, In complete unity with True Father and Spirit World, finally, True Mother opened the age of direct dominion through the physical world and the spirit world. True Mother inherited the task of working to create the original homeland that we are all longing to see, and the members of the unification family offered their most earnest efforts to lay the foundation for the creation of a new environment and expand the mission of the heavenly tribal messiahs. True Mother renamed the holy ground at Cheonpyeong, Hyojung, Cheonwan, as the place where we attend Heavenly Parent with a heart of Hyojung. And with the works under the direct dominion of True Mother as the only begotten daughter and the substantial Holy Spirit, which are full of love and grace, True Mother is leading us with an even greater vision and mission as she thinks of the future of all humankind. As True Mother asked us to become CheonBo, treasures of heaven, the CheonBo One was created, where we can see the course of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, and where the proud history of the heavenly tribal messiahs can be recorded for all eternity. As the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind in the spirit realm and on the earth become one, through the H.J. Cheonwan we saw the substantial realization of heaven on earth. Now people from all around the world will come here to pay their respects, and it is True Parents' wish that this place will be a substantial model of Cheonilguk that all mankind has so longed for. True Mother told us that in order to accomplish the mission of the heavenly tribal messiahs in the physical realm with True Father in the spiritual realm, we must create the wonderful miracle of blessing our ancestors up to the 430th generation. And the miracle of Cheonilguk is now beginning. I will change the name of the training center. HJ, Heaven and Earth, CheonBo Training Center. This name signifies that the scope of this training center is not limited to the area near the town of Cheonpyeong. On the contrary, the significance of this training center is that it is now on a dimension that reaches the whole nation and all of heaven and earth, to raise people of many ethnicities who can qualify for registration in CheonBo One and become people whom heaven will remember. H.J. Cheonwan, the hometown of all humankind, the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind have made it possible for all humanity to witness heaven on earth, and have given the blessing that all humankind can abide within the grace of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. The CheonBo Providence, transcending all humanity and the ages. True Mother explained that we must prepare a way to help all humankind recognize the era we are living in and understand the providence of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. As we advance into the era of Cheonilguk, True Mother renamed the training center, which stands at the very center of our work, the HJ Heaven and Earth CheonBo Training Center, and it will be developed and expanded so that it is a hall of education that will nurture talented leaders for the future who are just like treasures of heaven. The true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind built the training center here, and beginning from 50 years ago, they talked about the future of this place. And miraculously, the history of H.J. Cheonwan and the providence of heaven are being fulfilled just as they said. And even now, more than the present, they are focusing on the future, looking forward hundreds and thousands of years, and offering Jeongseong to accomplish each and every detail of the province. As a result, True Mother is creating a place where we can give people a glimpse of the kingdom of heaven. Also in this place, through the CheonBo works, spirits who have lived in the earth in the past, as well as present and future humankind, can receive education and new life, so that we can form one cosmic family that attends Heavenly Parent and True Parents. Accordingly, the Cheonsim One is developing a whole range of education programs to fulfill the mission of offering internal training and education, while the environment of the training center is being developed so that all the people of the world will yearn to come here to offer Jeongseong, to worship, study, and train. This is how True Parents are preparing the way for all people to become perfected citizens of Cheonilguk. True Mother established branch training centers in major regions on 5 continents around the world, connected through the main training center here, providing the support for the heavenly triumvirs to take root. Spiritual training through the branch centers will make it possible for people in 185 nations around the world to become citizens of Cheonilguk. True parents of heaven, earth, and humankind have enfolded this providence and are standing at its center as it spreads around the world. Over the past 50 years, this Cheonwan holy ground has become firmly established as the place for spiritual growth for all the members of the worldwide unification family. And now, in accordance with the word and guidance of the substantial Holy Spirit, the only begotten daughter, True Mother, with this HJ Heaven and Earth CheonBo Training Center as a central point and headquarters, the grace of CheonBo works is spreading out through the work of the 5 branch training centers around the world. And there is an interesting historical fact. With the opening of the training center in 1971, True Parents began the Ocean Providence with the launch of an excursion passenger boat called the Cheonsim Lake to ply the waters of the Cheonpyeong Lake. That Ocean Providence has spread out to Jeju Island in the south of Korea, Kodiak, Alaska in the United States, the Pantanal in South America, and through Gomundo off the coast of Korean Peninsula, is now returning here to the Cheonpyeong Lake. A few years after True Father's cosmic ascension, in 2019, True Mother told us to launch a Hyeojung cruise line on the Cheonsim Lake in the Bukhan River. She asked us to make an eco-friendly electric excursion boat instead of using regular diesel boats. We have been working to fulfill True Mother's request, and although we have encountered many difficulties along the way, we can announce to you with confidence that the first electrically powered, eco-friendly boat will be completed and ready to travel the Bukhan River by next year in July of 2022. The vessel has already been registered with the Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries as Korea's first eco-friendly electric excursion boat. Soon, by 2027, we will have a model of the Kingdom of Heaven on Earth here that includes the excursion boats that will be completed next year, a hotel, and a global themed village. This will be a truly amazing place.
이곳 천원 단지는 놀라운 장소가 될 것으로 믿습니다.
I want to offer my profound thanks to True Mother for leading the Providence with the vision that is looking forward thousands of years into the future. True Mother is not focusing on the present, but creating a new vision and environment in HJ Cheonwan. She has made this place a garden of revival, with the mission of being the place where all the world's people will visit to find rebirth and restoration.
사명을 이루기 위해 준비를 하라 하셨습니다.
A place where even God and the clouds can come and rest for a while. A resting spot with the beautiful Korean tradition, Hanwon House, an authentically styled Korean hanok tea house overlooking the beauty of Cheonsim Lake. And glancing upward, we can see the Hanwon path of heavenly fortune. A place to relax, like you have just come home after a long journey. Those who visit Hyeojunyan and Hyeojun Cafe can enjoy the vision of a 1,000-year crane looking out over Cheonsim Lake and a boat that is heading towards the healing warmth of the sun as they spend a peaceful healing time enjoying the heavenly cuisine. The Puhung department store has been newly created to impart heavenly fortune with high-quality products for its cherished and respected guests. With the excursion boats sailing on Cheonsim Lake from Hyeojung Marina, leading the era of the heavenly Pacific civilization with the Bukhan River at its center, people from all over the world will come and visit Hyeojung Cheonwan and the beautiful Cheonsim Lake. Amidst this natural environment, you will experience firsthand the providential victory of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. May all of those who seek out HJ Cheonwan experience joy and glory. The providential works of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind are reaching out across the globe to all humanity. Works transcending time and space are fulfilling the hope of all humankind for Cheonilguk. The world is gathering here at HJ Cheonwan as we move forward into this new era. Humanity has long yearned for Cheonilguk, and now they will come and experience here at Hyeojung Cheonwan. As a true parent, I am developing this Cheonwan complex in order to show all of humanity the place where citizens of Cheonilguk can live together with our heavenly parents.
천원 단지를 개발하고 있다.
The 50-year journey of the CheonBo Providence, led by the forward-thinking wisdom of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, is the work of the salvation of humanity, the beginning of Cheonilguk, and the grace of the blessing for all humankind. Salvation for the world's people, the hall of the heavenly tribal messiahs, the hometown of heart for all humankind. Once again, transcending the age, the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind are beginning another tremendous work for the sake of humanity. The blessing of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, the CheonBo Providence.